Hi guys, Chandler with Trident Fly Fishing, and today we're at a park in our home state of Maine to talk a little bit about essential gear for beginner anglers. Now, if you've been following along on our blog at all, you've seen a post entitled "The Complete Fly Fishing Gear List for Beginners." And this video is to piggyback on that post and to explain the gear that we talked about in that post a little bit more in depth. So perhaps the most essential piece of gear for beginners is the fly rod itself. And I've got with me today the Douglas DXF in a 5-weight version. Now, a 9-foot 5-weight rod is hugely popular for trout anglers and is a really versatile all-around rod. You can fish bass with it, you can fish perch with it, of course you can fish trout with it, and it's a great choice for people looking for their first rod. So while the fly rod might be the most essential piece of gear in fly fishing, you also need a fly reel. I have here the Lamson Liquid, which is a great entry-level fly reel. It has great line capacity, it's super lightweight, and it works well on a 5-weight rod for trout or bass or any other smaller freshwater species. Now, once you have your fly rod and fly reel picked out, the next piece to the puzzle is a fly line. So this is the Scientific Angler's Mastery MPX, which is, again, a great versatile all-around line for trout fishing or bass fishing. This line is a half size heavy, so it loads faster action rods really well, and it's a good value line from Scientific Anglers. So once you have your fly rod, fly reel, and fly line picked out, you're gonna have to add leaders and tippet. Now, a leader basically connects the fly line to your fly or your tippet, and it's a piece of thin monofilament that disguises your fly in the water. These leaders happen to be Rio Powerflex Trout, which is a great leader from Rio. You know, Trout Hunter also makes great leaders. So once you've chosen your leader, you're gonna also want some tippet. I have this leader in a 4X, and this tippet is a 5X. So it's gonna continue the taper of the leader down to my fly. Now, tippet functions to extend the leader, but also to preserve the leader. So instead of connecting your fly directly to the leader and always cutting it off until the leader's too short, you can connect a piece of tippet with a blood knot to preserve your leader and to tie your fly on. So the next consideration when picking out essential gear will be flies and a fly box. So I have with me here a CNF fly box. We sell a host of fly boxes from CNF to tacky, and you want to choose your fly box so it fits the flies you need and it is packable on the water. Now, fly boxes come in a host of shapes and sizes, you know, with foam inserts, with flip page inserts, and a ton of different customizable features. And of course, after you choose your fly box, you're gonna want to choose flies based on your target species. So I have sort of a couple dry flies collected here, a few nymphs, and because my main target species is trout, these flies cater to that species. Now, in order to carry your fly box on the water, you're gonna need a good pack. I have a pretty simple Simms Freestone tactical hip pack here, and this pack has enough space for 1, maybe 2 fly boxes, a water bottle. You know, it's lightweight and it fits on your hip really well. It's also low profile, which makes carrying it around all day pretty easy. Now, depending on what kind of fishing you're doing and what time of year you're doing it, you're gonna want a pair of good, solid, durable waders as well. I have with me here my pair of G3 guide waders from Simms, and they've worked really well in all environments at keeping me dry, keeping me warm, and standing up to wear and tear. And of course, if you have waders, you're gonna need some wading boots. These are the Corker's Dark Horse boots, and I really like these boots for a couple reasons. Number one, the soles are interchangeable. So you see a felt sole here, you can take that off and put on a rubber sole or a studded sole. So these boots from Corker's are super versatile in that way. Now, they also have the BOA adjustment system here, so there's no laces involved, which is also really nice, and it makes for easy on and off when you get to the water and when you're ready to go home. Now, this boot has a ton of features, but it's also known as one of the most comfortable boots in the industry. Corker's is known for creating really comfortable boots that support your feet and work well on the water all day long. So once you've got your waders and your boots picked out, you're also maybe gonna want a net, again, depending on the species. This is the Nomad net from Fish Pond. Really great net for maybe some small bass, definitely trout, and it packs really easily. You know, it's a low, slim profile net, and it attaches to a hip pack or a backpack really well. Now, a couple of final considerations when you're on the water. Number one, you want a good hat that has a nice brim to block the sun and that will keep your face out of the elements. And to go with that hat, it also pays to have some polarized sunglasses. You know, polarized sunglasses help you see into the water, and they also protect your eyes when you're throwing heavy nymphs or big flies, especially in tight quarters. These sunglasses are Costa sunglasses. I've found that Costas fit me the best and provide the best polarization. Now, Costa sunglasses are great, but if you're looking for some really functional glasses on the water, Rayos sunglasses actually float, so should they fall off, you'll be able to pick them up out of the water. And they're made for fishing. You know, they have a great polarization, and they don't cost you as much as a pair of Costas. So between a fly rod, a fly reel, wading boots, leaders, tippet, fly line, you should be able to get out on the water and make the most out of your first ever fly fishing experience. This essential gear guide for beginners was meant to give you a little insight into the products that we use and that we think are best for people new to the sport of fly fishing. Most of this gear can be bought with free shipping from tridentflyfishing.com. I'm Chandler, thanks for watching this gear guide for beginners, and we'll see you next time.